Good evening. This is Preeti Nyana from Coimbatore. My clinic is called Soul Love. My website also. I'm a past life regression therapist, along with other alternative healing like pranic healing, switch words, back flower remedies, acupuncture, sujok, crystal therapies, and all. So this is one of my the passion in past life regression, and had taken up since 2018, started to give orientation on past life regression as a public awareness, because many people are not aware this kind of a healing is available to us, which can remove the root cause of your suffering. Many doesn't know. So this is kind of an awareness so that let it reach to people as many as possible. Even if there are one, two of them, I used to give the orientation. It doesn't matter. Because even for Bhagavad Gita, if you see, Lord Krishna had only Arjuna at that time. So I should thank the divine for sending so many people who will be aware and they can start spreading this word of mouth through others so that these kind of healings are available without any side effects. Yes, yes. So the past life regression is nothing but our own memories which are buried deep inside us into the subconscious state where we don't know when it will start coming up, when those issues will come up, when they might surface. So when they surface, it is then when we come to know there are so many, they manifest on the physical body. So when they manifest on the physical body is when we are aware of it. Okay, this is what is happening to me. But we will be trying all other best to reach at the physical level only. We do not see what will from where the root cause of has come. If you see many times, ஏதோ ஒரு வழி இருக்கும், like if you go get your scan done, all your CT and MRI will say it is normal. There is nothing. You have to just so we'll be analyzing if not, everything is normal, then why still I am undergoing this pain or suffering? Because the person who's suffering will only know that he has got pain. Physically, he's suffering, but evidence in the form of science is not given. They say everything is normal. Your reports are normal, nothing for you. You might be hallucination. They will term it off. So, so when coming to the mind, so if you see the conscious mind is a smaller portion in our body, the mind part. The greatest one is the subconscious. The depth of it is so deep that it can accommodate n number of memories from n number of lifetimes of yours. It is not just one or two. Even not only in the physical body, even when you were as a mineral, you could have had that conscious memory, which is related to something very significant event is what the subconscious stores, not just anything or everything. So when we come to the conscious mind, that mind has a logical thinking and it has a very short-term memory because it has a small capacity. So it has to erase the memories which is not needed, which is not stored in the conscious part, and it has to keep that part of your mind ready for the next receiving informations from your life. So it can be your studies, it can be your job, or it can be a conversation between two people. Whatever it is, it has to start storing as memories. So this critical thinking and the logical thinking all comes from our conscious mind. Why we should do. If in a group, if I ask some people to raise your hand, So some people without even thinking might raise their hand, but some people will say, why is she asking me to raise a hand? What is there? What does she want from this? So a lot of logical thinking will be going on in this. So they will not do it immediately, but people, some people who are not bound by this logical thinking of that little part of the conscious mind, where they all somewhere come from the subconscious part. They just go with the flow. They don't have any issues. So what if she has asked, I'll do it. Let me see later why she has asked it for. So that kind of thoughts and a very short willpower and all. If you see, the subconscious is an amazing part in our mind. It records everything which is needed or which is very, what to say, significant in your life is stored there. And it is always alert and awake because it has experienced a number of lifetimes and experiences. Sometimes it will give you a warning from inside. So you can feel your gut feeling or your inner self saying, this is right, this is wrong, don't do this. You will be caught by this. If you do this, it will lead you to some kind of problem because the subconscious has already experienced, it has stored the data that if you do this, or if this person is not right for you, if you interact or have some, uh, if you have issues, or if you enter a partnership with this person is not the right person for you, it will lead to some issues. But we sometimes go by our mind saying, not the heart. The subconscious generally comes from your heart or your gut feeling, sometimes we say. So we do not kind of accept that, and some later in the life we will regret, oh, I should have listened to my subconscious, my heart, which was telling me not to do this. So, and sometimes even if you're unaware of doing something, somewhere suddenly you feel as if somebody gave you a jolt and to see what you're doing, there is something mistake happening somewhere. From inside you will get those signals that something wrong is going to happen or something wrong has happened, correct it. So these are the things which comes from the subconscious mind, and it takes everything literally, and it can access a lot of memories at one go. So that amount, and you can see if you go to your any happy or a sad memory, maybe that was uh, days or months or years back, also you can recall them because the subconscious has recorded that part of your mind to so that it can register and needed when later it can show it up to you. And as we all say, it is not something new, it is very ancient. It is in second century, Maharishi Patanjali in his Yoga Sutra is given that, yes, in the name of Pratiprasva, we all can go back to our memories through meditation or through guided through a therapist or any people or spiritual mentors who can guide you through the process and help you heal your subconscious memories, which is in turn the reason for your physical or mental suffering now. Similarly, 4,000 years ago, even in Egypt, culture had this process called a sleep temple, where they take the people who are having issues into the chambers and hypnotize them and help them to go to the subconscious to heal them. They used to call it as sleep chambers or sleep temples. That is also there. So if you see in this picture, the conscious mind just below is the critical factor. That is a person, that is that part of your mind is what acts like a filter. Like your strong emotions are like filtering your tea or coffee with a little bit of malai in it. So it just sinks down without any trouble. But if it has to come from certain parts of your mind, the conscious mind, or it's like your smoothie where you have to filter, you have to like scoop it a couple of times to extract the juice to go deep inside. This is what happens when you don't, or that even when it comes to children, when they don't give concentrate in the class, They have to repeat it again and again. That repetition is like that filtering your smoothie. You have to keep doing it again and again to send it to your subconscious so you can recover whenever you want it. But if a child or a people who are working, if they're given 100% attention in whatever they do, just be on that, whether it's cooking or it's learning or it's doing some other work or a gardening, take it any job. When you give that 100% there, the results are amazing. It's excellent. So this is what happens from the conscious mind with the critical factor filtering and enters the subconscious mind. So the strong emotions can be stored right from your childhood or even in your womb state. And this is carried life after life, the important, significant events in your life. Somewhere, if you see when people make decisions from their conscious mind, it might not have a strong willpower. So that those ideas might even frizzle out over a period of time. But if you're making any changes or you want to change your patterns, your habits, maybe if you're a heavy smoker and strong alcoholic person, you want to change your habit. Conscious mind, you might say, okay, tomorrow I'll quit, today I'll quit, this day I'll quit. It will never happen because that decision was taken from the very less of a willpower, which is on your conscious mind. But when how you have to go do the changes at your subconscious mind, yes, it will definitely happen when you go do the changes there. And any suggestions, if you ask a person, can you do this? Will you be able to? Initial answer will be no, I can't, maybe later. But when the person is doing from the subconscious mind very strong, his willpower is very good, he will immediately accept as a challenge to take it up. Whether he can or cannot comes a second, but at least he will just give it a try to do it. And sometimes it might lead to a success also. So that is where your subconscious has a strong willpower to make any changes you want. Maybe you might be failure in whatever task you are doing. You can just go to your subconscious and start doing the changes. So either on your own with the willpower, or we bypass this critical factor in our therapy through a relaxation of hypnosis as a tool utilized, not hypnotism. So that is where we go and do the changes. Every memory of yours, every action you have performed, whether it's good or bad, which is needed to learn a lesson in your life, is definitely stored there. So, but we don't know when a trigger might come to surface it up. Maybe in the current lifetime or in the future lifetime, whenever a proper trigger comes, it just surfaces it. So coming to our relaxed state, as I told you, until you don't relax, you can't reach your subconscious. So our mind is always at the beta level when we are awake. It relaxes a little bit more. You can see the alpha frequency here. So slowly it relaxes whenever you are in a mild meditation or when you are relaxed or an afternoon nap, your just body just relaxes, your mind also relaxes. When you're taking mind to delta or theta wave is when you can very easily access your subconscious. And that is when you can easily go and if you are a very visual person, you can start getting the clear picture of your previous lives or related to whatever theme you are taking. And the gamma is an ultimate state where most of our Upanishads or shlokas and everything, whatever we have got so far, has come from the rishis when they were in the ultimate gamma state, where you directly access the cosmic, where you will get the answers for everything. So we either go to delta or theta state in the relaxation to access our subconscious. So generally people fear the word hypnosis if they are hearing or if they don't, they have not understood it the right way because the Greeks gave the term as sleep. Here it is not sleep, it is an focused attention towards your inner self. So we would have come across a similar situation when you're so engrossed in your movies, or when your favorite author's book, or the book of your own interest. That time you are so engrossed, you're not even aware what's happening around you. Not only a book, even if you take your own hobbies, maybe painting, gardening, you're so involved that you're unaware of what is happening around you until somebody calls you or pats you. That is the state of hypnosis, where your entire sense organs are pulled towards one thing. So it can bring the changes in the subjective experience or alterations in perception. All these things can be done when we go into that kind of an state. So it is Dr. Brian Weiss, one of his first book, Many Lives, Many Masters, which brought a lot of um, kind of, it made people turn around to think, yes, through this, yes, we can heal. And many in their culture, in Western generally, they do not believe in the reincarnation. But this book has brought, and many others who were afraid to express, even though they had experience with their clients, the that they can they have experienced reincarnation through many of their clients, but they were afraid to express it out, because since their culture doesn't believe in that, they might be barred from practicing the psychiatric practice. So many were afraid to express. Even Dr. Brainways took 4 years to release that book out of the fear, same issue, but there was a strong pulling for him from deep inside. Yes, you have to release this book and the experiences you had already had, because he himself has seen through the client, she was able to see him in one of her previous lifetime where Jesus was there. That in that lifetime he was also there. So there were certain other things. When you read that book, you'll get a lot of information where she was, because his conditioned mind were never ready to accept something called reincarnation. But there were some evidence given by the client where she was not even aware of his personal life. Certain things were revealed to her in her trance state through another divine or the higher self. So that is when he really believed, yes, that was true. It is possible. She is not cooking up some story or like that. Because there was no way she could have known his personal life where he had lost his child at a 23-year-old child. So that was in a different state. He was in US. This was in a different practicing in a different state now. So that is when he started believing and getting into lot of Eastern culture books and started reading on reincarnation. And there are many proof which are given to the world that yes, there are issues. You can resolve it through by going back into your memories to heal your current situation. It may not be always physical. It can be even sometimes emotional or a relationship issue or a pattern which you see from generation to generation. You can see that happening. So generally under the scientific term, we give it as a DNA pattern which is followed, but no, we'll see that how it happens. So you are free to choose when you come here in a past life regression. We allow our clients to be free in means you are ready, you can have the choice of expressing what you have seen in your subconscious. Sometimes it must be a very you don't feel comfortable expressing that to your therapist, so you are free to say or avoid or filter what you want to say to your therapist, because you're partially aware of you're seeing what, or your it can be your visual or through auditory or kinesthetic way of seeing your past and expressing out, and so you're very much aware what you're telling to your therapist too. So here it is not like hypnotism where you are kind of put the pendulum and you're done and you are unaware of what your therapist is manipulating in your mind. No, you are very much aware, and until you choose to say, only you will be giving that information to us. And it is through you is what we are experiencing your past, and which will help us to guide you for the next step. So if you're filtering, I have no clue what you are filtering. So whatever you are revealing is what I can do the best with that information. But many don't, even if they do, once they come out, they reveal, yes, I had this person have seen, I didn't want to share it to you at that time. But when you share it at that time, it's more useful, is what we say. Similarly, as I told you, the womb regression is also has made a great impact to heal people who had taken the imprints or the emotions of the mother directly as them, without understanding me and my mother are different. Whatever she is undergoing, it can be a happy incident, it can be a sorrow. Many would have had a, it can be a financial or relationship issues where the mother is not happy. It just like a sponge, the child sucks it in. And that is exhibited as they are growing. Whatever the emotions mother has passed on is seen in the child as they are growing. There are people who have confirmed, yes, the way I was angry with my spouse at that time because there was no time given by him and I needed him the most during the pregnancy. The same anger is seen as the child is growing up towards the father, the same way they can see it. Similarly, we do choose our parents and come. So that is why we say it is a DNA pattern, or you can see that because the child wants certain experience in this lifetime. So it chooses its parents accordingly what kind of experience it wants. Maybe it wants the parents who are like very or very rich. I want to experience a life of being rich. It will choose accordingly that kind of a parent. But due to the parents' karmic, if anywhere the parents are losing the money or anything, the child can quit that body because I can never ever get an experience through this parent. Similarly, vice versa, if a child has to experience some richness, by mistake it has entered into a parents who are not financially enough to support that child's karmic desire, either the parents can, by luck or something, if they can become rich, it continues, or again, it can quit. So they have the choice, they, in the sense, each one of us, because every soul is shown a preview. See, these are the conditions which you're going in there. You have chosen these kind of experience with these kind of set of people whom you have chosen. Even now you have the choice, you want to continue or you want to exit this body. If you see certain times, a child can be a stillborn or they don't cry immediately, but when they tap the baby, they say the oxygen has not gone in. Even at that time, the child has a kind of choice to choose whether I want to continue in this body I've taken or shall I. That has happened in a couple of places where they decide and come in the last moment. And that is when the doctors try their best to bring out, make the child cry and see that the oxygen lungs are working. Actually, these are the things which happens at the physical level. If you see, that is the condition. At the karmic or the soul level, if you see, these are the things which were happening at that time. Kindly mute yourself. Yeah. So it is not only that they even exhibit their desires through the parents. So if you see the mother's palate changing, the taste changing at that time, and not only that, this is my own case. I will explain. I've taken the permission from my sons to explain their regression and my experience. So when I was pregnant for my elder son, my craving to paint was so much, and I could see It was not mine. Later, after 3.5 years of his birth, I saw him drawing different daggers. This is only a pictorial representation. Like this, many he has drawn, many pistols, many daggers with different handle, with different curve of the swords. I was amazed. I don't know where he is getting, because I never used to allow him to see TV at all. So where is he getting all this information from? It was his own. And the child, they say till the age of 5, they can recall kind of their past memories. So that is how he was an artist in other lifetime. That craving which he couldn't complete as an artist was exhibited by me. My craving to paint was there when I was caring for him. So this also happens. It's not only the mother's emotions go inside, the baby's expressions also is passed through the mother. So, and not only that, this is, I always recommend everyone to undergo at least once in their lifetime to see, are they stuck anywhere in their inner child? Many will be telling, I have all the talents, but I'm unable to exhibit it. I can't do it. There is a blockage. Whatever I do, there is a blockage. I couldn't do it. Maybe if in your childhood it was a very traumatic one, maybe there were something where you couldn't express to your parents, or the parents didn't have the enough attention to see the child, whatever the child is expressing, the child starts going into a trauma, or they're becoming a very an introvert child. In spite of having all the talents, they become introvert because they think whatever I'm trying to say, nobody is listening, or this might turn out wrong. Even though they know the answers in the school, if you see the school or college, take it wherever, they might be eager to answer, but they will feel bad thinking, what if my answer is wrong? What if people mock, if they laugh at me? This can lead to their introvertness. So see that when they come and talk to you, they will definitely come and talk when you are talking to some other elders. So please pay that 2-minute attention to them. Yes, what it is, you want to say this? Okay, I'm talking now to this uncle or aunt. Shall we talk about this? Continue talking later. You say this and leave the child. The child will understand and they will leave you. The more you're protesting, you wait, I will come, you wait, I'll come. The more they want to get your attention. Or it can be a dominant parent, can be a dominant parent where they scold and shout. So children don't like that. They immediately, their heart chakra closes. They are close to whatever you say, post that. You shout and you want to tell something to change about or the wrong about the child, it will definitely not listen. But you pamper, you just say a word of appreciation. Wow, you've done this so good. You've got this much mark. Okay, very nice. Next time, see that whatever you lost it, no? See what has happened to you, and you learn that part also very well and you answer. The child will be more open and the child will start working. Oh, I'm getting appreciation. My parents are noticing it. My teacher is noticing it. They will start doing that on their own. They will get that interest to do more, try their best. And you can see the improvement in their studies happening. It is not only for children, it is for everyone. Whatever you want to point out something wrong about a person, first see, make a list, what are the good things about them. Talk the good things about them and then start on the issue. That person will be open to ready to make the changes what you say, especially if you have teenagers at home. Yes, I think most of you will agree with me. That does happen. When you shout, it happens to everyone, even for us. If you shout, you will least bother to listen what the person wants to say next time. Whether if you're a boss or if you're head of a team, please try doing this to your team members or your subordinates. You can see the growth happening in your company or in your team, whatever it might be. So are our phobias. So we do carry them also life after life if it is not dealt with. If it's dealt, then no more of that phobia will surface up. The memory is erased. So there is nothing for it to come up. So this is one of my clients, my own case histories, um, where the child couldn't take in this lifetime the bath, which was hot, and so much of cry that parents had to reduce the temperature. And it's been 5 decades now. The client was unable to take a hot water bath, being in a very cold country. But when they saw regressed and seen why this much I can't take up the heat, they seen themselves being burnt alive in one of the lifetime. So the memories were so strong. When the soul left the body, couldn't take the heat. The fear of being the hot heat on the body was so strong that even in this lifetime, hot water also was creating a such a strong memory phobia for them to keep away from heat. So after the regression, the client was able to take a hot water bath and was so thankful. So it took being in a cold country and you can't take a hot water bath. What kind of a suffering it is. That much of healing was happening. And similarly, was another client of mine was unable to take pills alone. Anything, you eat juice, food, everything person is able to swallow. But only when it comes to pill, there is a kind of trauma, anxiety going in right from the childhood again. So the parents had to give that person always either the syrup, if syrup is unavailable for certain issues, they had to break the powder, put it in honey or water, and make the person have that. So after the regression, the person had to swallow a vitamin tablet and try to see, yes, the person was able to swallow the tablet without any phobia. Because in one of the lifetime, the person didn't die, but that few minutes of choking which went in and came out was enough to traumatize that person to carry that fear even in this lifetime. That amount of fear we do all carry. The phobias can come from any part of your time, maybe from your current lifetime, or maybe in your womb, or from your one of your past lives. Similarly, the same soul, many bodies is a topic, one of the Dr. Brian Weiss book I had taken here just to show how much we love someone that we do come back to be with them. So this mother and daughter in this current lifetime, the daughter lost her mother and couldn't console the loss of her mother. Nobody could console her, but she wanted to know why so much. Yes, we have seen losses in our life, but this true relationship was too strong that let go of her mother's loss was so difficult for this client. So when they saw in one of the lifetime, this daughter was a that tiny little bird who was hatching eggs in that lady's house, where the lady, because the bird had already lost lot of eggs due to in their tree due to some snake and all the stories what we have seen in the moral, it's not really a story. They have happened many part of the countries and many even in the previous, nowadays it is very less, but yes, those things have happened in past. So this bird was so afraid, she and her spouse bird had to go lay eggs in the house. These are centuries back, so you can know, kind of recall the way your grandparents' house and all had. They used to have a partition about to keep all the old junk. So she went and laid eggs. She saw the lady seeing her. She was afraid she might destroy her egg. But when she could see that lady was trying to push that nest little inside and careful and was feeding this mother bird every day with some grains and all, there was a bond created between them. And it was so much that when the lady died, this bird couldn't take that sorrow. Even as a bird, it was so sorrow, the bird died along with her. That much of karmic connection they had as a lady and a bird. They were born as a mother and daughter now. Again, that separation was triggering that memory. She couldn't come out of it. So then The regression helped her to understand we do come again and again with those people whom we love. So do not feel so bad. We are all coming back again and again to some or the other lessons to be learned or to be given to each other. So it's not only the love which brings us back, the hatred also brings us back. So there were a couple who had seen the person who was a victim who could see themselves in the previous lifetime. The spouse was the jackal, who was this person was a deer and was being haunted, killed, and that jackal was watching that it didn't kill it fully also. It like kind of bitten and left half alive and half dead and was waiting for that life to move away slowly, slowly with that suffering that the other and the spouse, they've come back with that hatred again to endure that, do the forgiveness and release that link. But that was not happening till they saw the regression. Why this is happening to me? My spouse is so much giving all the traumatic issues where I have to endure, and the person really was enjoying when this person was suffering. Like no, you kind of psychic thing what was going on between them. So this person understood it's not only in this lifetime, it has been carried from previous, and the person was able to do a forgiveness. I don't want to be with this person again. And they are separated apart in a proper way, but that karmic link was broken, and the person is much free and happy now. Be left with it. There was some lesson to be learned and to be forgiven. So not only that you love, you come back, you hate also with somebody, you do come back to let go that hatred and be free of that karmic bondage. So it is only physically we are one, that mentally we are carrying a lot of issues in our mind. Eh, As we say, the loud ones, the hated ones, we are clinging. So you can feel the physical body is one, but mentally you're stressed because of all these emotions which you are carry about different people, different things. So let go the attachment also, and you have to have a detachment with the hated ones also there. So that is how you can grow in your life. Your Because every soul has come to learn a lesson. Earth is a plane, they say you can quickly learn lesson and go back. If you see, even compared to other yugas, this Kali Yuga, the lifespan is also reducing because the soul wants to experience everything. So they want to come, learn, go back, learn, come, learn. If you're not learned, also you are coming back. But you come back to the next lessons again and again. It is not one lesson you learn in one lifetime. There are a lot of things where we have taken and come to learn. In that process, we might be adding some more karmas without unknowing, by taking the doership of I am doing this, so and so. So when you take a doership, yes, definitely you have a suffering or enjoyership of it, the fruits of your karma. But when you don't take the doership, you're more free, you're unattached, and the karmic, the results of it will be not adding to your karma. Similarly, the lesson not learned in one of the case, here the person had a severe ear issue. Whatever they're trying from the childhood for that person, nothing is helping that. Only the tablets are being changed over the year, but there is no improvement in that person. They're trying their best. There is they couldn't find any kind of proper issue where this is what has helped that person to come out. No, it was not happening. So when they came for the regression, this person also had seen one a couple of lifetimes which was connected to this ear issue. The one was this bird saw it saw itself in somewhere in North India at the time where you I think many here would have seen our grandparents or a thing, or heard at least the coins had a hole in between, the olden coins, the copper coins or something. So in that period, this person was as a bird, wanted to cross and go into the, there's a kind of a bridge between the palace and this tree of this bird. Somewhere it had to cross and go. It couldn't do it. It was stuck somewhere. So if only it would have crossed the bridge and go. It was hearing a lot of that people were suffering. The palace gate, in front of a palace gate, the soldiers were torturing the people, taking the coins from them, their food, everything was grabbed, and they were torturing these people where the king was not even aware, I think so. Some kind of things were happening, and this bird couldn't see or bear all this sound. It was like deafening for it. It had some issues there. So it only wanted to cross that bridge and go away from there. It couldn't do it. So when the bird at one point dies and it goes, this is the description given by the client at that time. I entered the golden, I was in front of the golden gate where I had to cross and go meet. But the person in the entrance was told, you have not learned your lesson, you better go back. And the client could see only the rishis and munis, the enlightened ones were entering or they were able to cross that golden gate. This was a typical description. And the client said, few steps down the gate and person could see the earth there and just I'm falling down from there and I could see I've been born, was entering into the womb regression, saw the mother's womb there. And that is the reason again that somewhere that when the parents were shouting, the father was very temperamental. That sound was triggering that child's memory as a bird because the people were shouting and crying and all those things were happening. The suffering one side and the dominating soldiers one side. Those sounds were the trigger for that uh, client in this lifetime to see that pain was again triggering, and they have sent back, you have not learned your lesson to let go, and if only I had crossed that bridge, come out of it, I could have really lived a peaceful life, was the lesson learned from that. So the client was working on that issue and could see a lot of improvement happening in um, the ear pain was reducing gradually and was happening there. So these are the things which we carry and come. And there is another case history where the mother, the two souls leave the soul plane and fall into the earth, and they had just fallen few seconds apart in the soul plane, but when they reached earth, it was 30 years difference. They came down as mother and daughter. So whatever we see here on the earth plane, the time and space is totally different when we move out of this body. Even the soul has exited the body here in the earth plane. It is no more bound by 24 by 7. That is why the 13 days for us is a few fraction of seconds for the soul, and it enters the tunnel and reaches the higher plane to go for the next journey, or it waits for the right people. Sometimes that might go even centuries, I mean hundreds of years also, to wait for the right people to come for that right experience. They do wait there. Similarly, another phobia to cross the roads was there in a client. As an elderly person, they couldn't even say it outside that I'm afraid to cross a road. People will laugh. People think only the child doesn't know how to cross a road. But there are people who carry some phobia because this client had died as a teenager in one of the life in a road accident. So that fear was gripping the moment you cross the road. That fear triggers from you inside because the subconscious has the data already. Oh, you had died by crossing the road once. It says either be careful or gives that kind of a phobia or fear where we, over a period of time, we are getting that phobia not to cross the road without somebody. Or it's safe where still hold on that fear and cross it. So post regression, the person was telling him, I'm much better now. I'm able to cross. That was amazing how I was showing a lot of issues in me. The client had seen a lot of issues, But this was very prominent one. They could see why this is happening, because till then it was clueless for them. Everybody crosses the road. I'm grown up. Why it is an issue for me? So these are the things. It's not just we are grown up or not grown up. It is not about our age. It is about our soul maturity and the lessons we have learned so far, or we are still yet to learn from something more. As I told, there are we as a soul come into this world as an infant, baby soul, young soul, where the karmic has reached your peak, and then the maturity happens. Maybe with all the experience and the beating we are taken from our life, we start analyzing or learn the lesson, and we come back, or with some guidance. Maybe there are some teachers or mentors who help us or guide us spiritually also to help us to come out of it and wake up, then get into an old soul state and try to go back. So from this peak, young, mature, when there is a decreasing in karma, we always try to learn more from others' experience also. As an infant and young baby soul, you tell them, don't do this, they will try to do that because they want to experience everything and love. They a person who is able to learn from others' experience also, as you can see that maturity has started happening in them. They try to learn from others too. Not only your own experience has to be your experience. The moment you have learned a lesson and aware of it, you can see those things decreasing in you. You're much unaffected by these all these calamities which you come across in your life or in your in and around yourself. So you will be untouched by all those things. You might just take it with a pinch of salt and learn what is the best which came out of that, and you will move ahead. So these things will show you what kind of a soul you would have been. It may not be exactly this. It can be a kind of transition from one to other would have been happening also. So as we say here, yes, we do not judge our clients. We accept them as what they are. Maybe you would have been the worst in life, or you would have committed so many sins which you alone know. But when now there is a point where you think, I have to change. I have to overcome this. Why this is happening? Why have I become like this? I was never like this before. So then you are afraid again to express this to anybody. Maybe what if they misuse me later? If I share my secrets, my darkest secrets, if it's shared to my friends or relatives, or whom I think is very close now, might turn their back later and say, I know all about you. I can some kind of a blackmail can happen. So somewhere we still hold some secrets, and we don't know where to go and approach or get a solution for it. So we definitely accept the way you are. We do not judge you, because every soul has to pass all these things. And maybe now you've come across a mature soul who are not done anything wrong, but every soul has undergone all these things. You're in another process that's also, we will happily guide you to come out of this. For every problem, there is a solution. Not only one, many. A normal lock can have a three keys. So why not a solution for an issue? Definitely we will have. We do have. But there are people for every solution, they'll find a problem also. So we have to leave them. So they are still maybe a young soul or an infant soul, where they have to come to get that maturity to see, yes, I have an issue, I have to go face it and come see the solution and come out of it. Like we say here, every individual soul chooses the significant people in that life. Destiny will place you in that particular circumstance. It will dictate that you will encounter a particular person at a certain place or a time. So, when you meet somebody, it is not an accidental meeting. You have already told you want these people at this time in your life. So, you have chosen your spouse, your parents, your siblings, your friends and foes at that particular time in your life, even if it is your enemies. Just see what is the lesson you have learned from them. Some people teach you how not to be, some people teach you how to be. So when you learn that, you will always say a word of gratitude even to your enemies. You will never say, okay, this person came, so my life became like this. You will say, this person came, so I was able to learn, and my soul is getting more evolved than what I was before. And sometimes I will always say, think before you help someone. Is that person has come to learn through a struggle, or he can learn when you say a word of, what do you say, just give them some in this is wrong, they will learn and they will understand and move ahead. For some people, you say any number of times, this is wrong, you don't do, this will lead to these things, they will just ignore you and continue doing what they want to. At that time, give that time and space for that person, let them endure certain things. Maybe they are born for them. Otherwise, what happens, the soul will leave the body. It says, I came for a struggle and learn through that struggle. But these people around me are not allowing to do that. So I don't want this body. I will choose a body where again I have to struggle and then learn. So if for those people, we have to give some time and space. Once they learn, they can understand, yes, this is what has happened. I should at least start listening to this person. Yes, my parents were right. I didn't obey them. They might start obeying little later. So always give that time to them. That will be helpful for them also. People might think, will I be stuck like this, Winnie the Pooh, inside my past life, or will I come back to this current lifetime? This is one of the greatest fear many have when I say past life regression can help you out. So definitely you will come out. It's not like this, Winnie the Pooh. You will come out. You can break the trance whenever you want also. And we will help you to come out if you feel any discomfort during the trance state. And definitely you will become more stronger than what you were before. Both, especially emotionally, you will become stronger. I am the proof of it. I had a lot of issues. I was an introvert, as I told you. My inner child healing gave me so much of confidence and strength. If you have seen, I was never a person like this who will talk. If people talk 10 times or ask 10 questions, I will ask maybe one just to know about that person. I was like that till my inner child healing happened. But post that, it's a totally a different person. What I myself surprised. Oh, is this what I was before? Because as I told you, an introvert child, in spite of knowing the answers, I was so afraid to explain, thinking what people might think. Because that kind of a childhood, I had a very dominating parent where I couldn't express, even though I know I was right and my parent was wrong. I couldn't express that. But now it's totally different. As you see here, there is no truth serum used, and nowadays it is online, so you don't have to worry about that also. So it is only your conscious which will should allow you to speak the truth about whatever you see in your trance state. And as I told for many of them in the group also, we do have the confidentiality contract. So except my two sons, I never take anybody's name. Maybe the case histories will be taken, but never your name. Even if we meet in person later, I will not be asking what is that. Oh, nothing about the past life if you have undergone a regression with me. No. When we meet, it will be as if we are meeting. We don't know each other, or we don't know that part of me as a client and a therapist that will not be there. So that promise we give it from our side. So you don't have to worry. That is how many open up their darkest secrets to us. So it is so sad sometimes they couldn't have somebody and they've been holding it for such a long period. So that promise is there from us. So you don't have to worry about that really. And as I say, it is not a magic pill either to see, oh, I saw something, I went for the past life regression, my life changed like this. No, it might take, according to your karmic according to your karma only, that healing also will take place. Because coming to even to a regression, there is a lot of karma as to have gone. That is where that leads you here. Otherwise, even in spite of people knowing that, they will not come for a healing. So it is again up to them. But there are people who, there are things which has happened within 2 days. Somebody's back pain with a MRI scan said normal. The person was having a severe back pain for number of years. So within 2 days, they understood. After the regression, after 2 days, there was some karmic thing to be done. Then they said, when they went back home, they said they had come from a different state. They said, now I have nothing. My pain is gone, because you're holding your memories on, and that memories are surfacing on some part of your body. That's it. So that also has happened. Some people were able to see their clear picture of their past even in a dream, which was not clear during the session. So even that has happened. So we generally ask our clients to keep a 42-day dream journal, so that we can guide you through that. A lot of dream state happens post regression, because a lot of karmic baggages gets released due to that. Some they are able to kind of catch it and write, and we see where is the kind of connection, why all these things came. Sometimes they say so many things came up, just it's okay. There are so many cleansing happens post that. It's a kind of a catharsis, we can say. So we would like to kind of guide you for certain period of time post regression. So please be in touch if you have any kind of dream, or sometimes they say for no reason I'm happy. Some people say for no reason I'm getting angry, because you have suppressed all those things. Some people might be happy, but they will be so afraid to express it outside also. Now, controlling your even happiness happens in somebody's life. That also has happened. Then they come out like a come blooming out like a beautiful flower from all those uh, what they had buried and kept so deep inside them. And it is absolutely safe. You don't have to worry. Like the other pills where the side effects, this is the only side effect. What you will be healed. And some catharsis where you can handle when we guide you. That's it. So you will become more stronger and healthier, and a very strong personality you will turn into. And as we see, nothing is trivial. Even if you see a small light in your regression, please do not kind of think, I didn't see my past, so what has happened? No, it is only the divinity which guides us when you go deep inside the subconscious. This I understood from a couple of clients. It is not me or the client who wants to see certain things. It is the divinity who wants to show certain things in your life. So as I said, there was something for my younger son where we wanted to clear certain phobia of him, which was carried from current lifetime. We didn't know that. And as we were completing that, we thought we will conclude the session. He said, Amma, wait, I'm being pushed forward by the light. He was able to touch that divine light. He said, I was pushed forward, and he could see 20 years ahead what he will be. So, what he will be was shown for a certain reason. That means if you put your efforts, you can reach there. Otherwise, it will be a struggle. You can't meet. What you wanted is shown to you. And if you want to reach there, put your efforts for that. So he could see a sample of it happening. Now he understood why it was shown and how much effort he needs to put for that to be there, what he desired for. Those are the things. And there were certain times where we have heard the higher self, the tone of the client changes, it becomes very firm, and then the tone changes back. This we have seen with our clients, with a couple of them, and they guide us. They told this client has some stomach issue, ask the client to do these solutions. So that was also given by a higher soul during the regression. So these are the things which happens. So even if you see some light, do not feel bad. I couldn't see anything. That small thing might lead over a period of time. You will understand, yes, that was needed for me at that time. That small light is what is guiding you through over a period of time. So we do not discard anything, whether you saw or you're not seen. Where you don't see is when you are a lot of logical thinking person, a lot of a critical, analytical mind you have, then you going deep into trance itself will be a issue. So we say do not have that critical mind. Be an uncritical and accept what you see there. Your trust, your motivation, your cooperation is what is needed here. Sometimes you see in your past a kind of different glimpses of different lifetimes will be shown to you, where we take up a theme and go for it, but it will be showing something different. So when you come out, do not analyze there. What happens when you analyze, your critical factor becomes very alert and it will bring you out of the deep trance state or from your subconscious state. So do not analyze anything there. Just pick up whatever you get the information in your trance state. When we come out, we can see a pattern is definitely there. Otherwise, the divinity would have not shown you certain life experiences at one go like this. Because we always see a significant event, and from there is what is connected to your past or the current suffering. So until you don't relax, you can't go deep inside. So we always say it's an healthy choice to relax. Not only coming and relaxing in the session, you even have a good relaxation the previous day or have a good sleep. Um, so that will help you a lot in the session because the relaxation will be so soothing and you might kind of drift into sleep. We have given that time also to certain people. We allow them, they might be snoring, but yes, we give that 2 to 3 or up to 5 minutes, allow them to relax, and then we have to bring them. So this is kind of a state where you are neither into a deep sleep nor you are in a very conscious state. It's like the in-between state where you are aware what you're talking at the same time. You're not aware of all the external sounds which might be happening outside. I'll be afraid when my clients come here directly when it was happening. Sometimes the dogs will be barking, a vehicle might be moving. I'll be wondering, will this disturb my client? I'll try my best to keep the soundproof thing, but they will say, dog bark, nothing except your voice, nothing was heard for me. So that is the amount of relaxation where you're aware to the therapist voice at the same time you are aware what is happening inside your subconscious inside and gather all those memories which is needed for you. So your ends my orientation. Thank you all for being so patient and listening to it. We will be we'll have a relaxation now. Post that we'll take up any questionnaires you have, any doubts you have. Yeah. So I had told, I think I gave a last minute idea of this. I'm so sorry. Please, if you have not written the number of people, the list of people whom you love and the list of people whom you hate or you're angry with, if you're not written, you can just visualize them in front of you. No, no worries. Okay. So those who have done a list, you can keep the people whom you love in the right hand, the list, and the people whom you are angry with in the left hand. So kind of just to understand that. So if you are wearing specs, please remove it. Make yourself comfortable. You want to sit, you want to lie down, uh, you want to recline. Make yourself comfortable. Please keep your video on so that I can see you all and keep yourself muted. I would request all of you keep your videos on, please. So I will know the depth of your relaxation to a certain extent, though I can't see everyone so clearly. Yeah. Can others please keep your video on? Rajesh, Deepa, Shanmukavalli, Kavita, ma'am, Chamundeshwari ma'am. Yeah. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Okay. Due to bandwidth, you are unable to do it. It's okay, fine. You can keep it. Yeah. Take a deep breath. Breathe in. Hold. Slowly breathe out. Breathe in for 4 counts. Hold for 2 counts. Breathe out for 6 counts. Breathe in for 4 counts. Breathe out. Hold for 2 counts. Breathe out for 6 counts. Imagine a huge transparent ball in front of you. Imagine a huge transparent ball in front of you. Fill that ball with violet color. Fill that ball with violet color. This ball is internally permeable, and the violet color can transform the energies which will be sent inside. As you breathe out, imagine all the pain in your body, your worries, your emotions, everything moving out as you breathe out. As you breathe out, feel all your pain in the body, your emotions, all the negative emotions are moving out and entering into the transparent ball, and the violet flame in it is transforming it. Keep repeating this breathing cycle till you feel very calm and composed, very serene and relaxed. With every breath out, you are releasing a lot of unwanted emotions and thoughts, your pain into the transparent wall, and you becoming very light and comfortable. As if a huge baggage has been released out of your body with every breath out. Slowly imagine a bright white light entering the tip of your head and slowly penetrating into your brain. Bright light is entering the tip of your head and slowly moving to every cell in your brain. This light is cleansing and energizing your cell. Like a waterfall, this light is moving from one cell to another, healing it. With every breath you take in and release, you're going 10 times deeper and deeper. Feel the light slowly entering your forehead, and its light is slowly healing your eyes. The muscles around your eyes are getting relaxed. The relaxation around eyes is equal to the relaxation of your body. Feel that relaxation spreading slowly to your cheeks. The light is slowly entering your ear, healing each and every cell on your facial muscles, your ear, moving to your nasal also, clearing any cold present there. This light is healing. You can feel that breath going even smoother without any obstacle in your nasal cavity. And releasing out. The light slowly is entering the back of your head, your neck region. The light is slowly entering your vertebral column, your spinal column. From every vertebrae, the light is moving like a waterfall from one below another. You can feel that curvature of your spine getting right and the pain moving out of your body as the light is filling the curvature of your spine. You're feeling even deeper and deeper, so relaxed. As light as a feather with every breath. The light slowly is entering your neck region, healing all the organs present there at your neck region, the thyroid, your parathyroid glands, thoracic region, and slowly spreading to your shoulders. Slowly spreading to your shoulders and your upper back, your arms, your hands, your fingers. Moving into all the joints, you can feel that pain released from all your joints, and it is more flexible, making it deeper. As the pain is released out of your body, feeling it more lighter. Light is slowly entering the chest region and all the organs there, and to your back, lower back, and your lower abdomen. Feel the light entering your entire digestive system. Any wounds, any discomfort, this light is healing slowly. Light slowly enters the circulatory system, healing each and every cell there, making the circulation more rhythmic as you go even deeper. The light slowly enters all the vital organs. Wherever there is a healing needed, the light is focused more till the cells are repaired. Feel the light healing the required part of each one of you. And then as you go deeper, the light enters your pelvic region, your thighs, your knees. Visualize the light a little more if you have any pain, and you can feel the pain reducing gradually as this divine healing light is filling your knees. And you can feel that fluid becoming more lubricant and releasing all the pain from there. And the light slowly moves to your legs, your ankle, your feet, and your toes. Your entire body is filled with the divine and divine love. You can feel yourself going even deeper and deeper. Visualize a staircase in front of you with 10 steps going downwards. This step, as I count, put one foot at a time for every number I count. 10, going even deeper and deeper. 9, with every step, the depth of your relaxation is increasing 10 times. 8, 7, even deeper. 6, 5, 4, 3, so relaxed. 2, almost there. 1, slowly step down. It's a beautiful garden. You can feel that sand, the grass beneath your feet, the water dews on the grass, trees all around you, and plants with all the fragrance, flowers in them. Some of you might get the fragrance of the garden. You can sense them. As you take a deep breath in and breathe out, you can get the clear picture of your garden. Sunrise, a bright sunlight, with a cool breeze at the same time, and birds chirping, with a mild water body. It makes you go even deeper and deeper with a different experience of such a beautiful scene around you. There is a bench, you can relax there. Take a deep breath. Visualize yourself as a small child. Go for a happy moment. Recall a happy moment from your childhood. Try to go as far as possible, as young as possible. Recall that happy moment. You can get all the details of your dress, the people around you at that time. It can be you alone or your family members or your friends. That happy moment is right in front of you now, and you are experiencing that happy moment as that child now. Take your time as you do breathing also. You get to know gradually every detail of that moment and you relive that moment now. You slowly get the details of your dress, your shoes or chappals. Take your time, be in that happy moment. Get all the details of that childhood and feel that your heart center is filled with that happiness, that love, and that happiness is just pumping out from your heart chakra as if you have become that child now, reliving that happy moment. Thank that happy moment which came the moment you thought of it. Send it back and visualize all the people whom you love, or if you have the list in your right hand, visualize them in front of you. Visualize the white light around them and say, whatever I say, repeat in your mind. I'm using my name. Similarly, you can use your name. I, Preeti. So each one of you can use your name after I. I, Preeti, forgive you all. Please forgive me. Together, divine thanks. I, Preeti, forgive you all. Please forgive me. Together, divine thanks. Feel that happiness not only from you, even from them, and a sense of gratitude towards them for whatever reason you like them or you love them. Thank them from your heart center. Visualize them moving back into the cosmic with that white light being projected. There is a deep sense of happiness and gratitude as you do this. Now visualize the list of people whom you are angry with or whom you hate a lot. Think of them in front of you. Fill them with that white light again. Say the words as I say, you can repeat in your mind. I, Preeti, forgive you all. You can use your own name. I, Preeti, forgive you all. Please forgive me. Release me. Together, divine thanks. I, Preeti, forgive you all. Please forgive me. Release me. Together, divine thanks. Visualize they are also accepting your forgiveness and forgiving you, releasing you of that bond of anger which you were connected with all of them is released, and visualize them going back into the cosmic with the white light. There is a great release from your heart and mind. There is a water body nearby. Take a dip in that water. You will feel refreshed and very relaxed. Slowly visualize the staircase moving up with 10 steps in it. With every step as I count, put one foot at a time. One, two, becoming more happier and healthier. Three, four, very relaxed. Five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. Slowly step out. Feel yourself at your place. Move your fingers and toes slowly. You can slowly open your eyes whenever you're comfortable. Welcome back. Yes, you want to share, or if you have any doubts, you can take it up now. Anybody want to share your experience or have any doubts regarding the regression orientation?